In the next few minutes, what you're about to see will change everything you think you know about Tesla. And it's all thanks to the work of one man. Take a look at these 3 groundbreaking patents. While most Americans have no idea these patents exist, this man has discovered how they could soon help Tesla revolutionize a global market worth $23 trillion, radically transforming your neighborhoods, your streets, and your way of life. That's because he says this revolution is about so much more than just electric cars. Billionaire venture capitalist Chamath Palihapitiya agrees, saying this is no longer about cars. That's Tesla's first wave of growth. This is worth trillions of dollars. But keep in mind, this has nothing to do with Dogecoin or Bitcoin, SpaceX, or even Elon's Hyperloop project. Instead, what this man is calling Project X. Elon's big play to revolutionize this $23 trillion market will likely be why Musk goes down as the most important person of our time. It's incredible considering Elon's already revolutionized the banking industry, the auto industry, and even the space industry. But still, this man says Project X could be even bigger. One billionaire didn't mince words when he said, "Whoever disrupts this industry could be the world's first trillionaire." And as you're about to see, Tesla is already rolling out Project X in towns and cities around the world. So this is not speculation. It's happening now. It's why this man is telling everyone around him that Tesla will soon hit $2,000 a share. It's why billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya has predicted shares could be worth $2,400 each. And why ARK Investment CEO Cathie Wood has said Tesla could hit $3,000 per share by 2025. So if this man is right about Project X, people who act now could make a lot of money. Just like last year when he predicted a massive run for Tesla before shares exploded 8 times over, from $113 to $900 a piece. But if you think you should just buy Tesla, you're going to miss the biggest part of this story. Because while this man is convinced everyone should buy Tesla now before it's too late, he's also convinced dozens of other tiny stocks will go even higher as Tesla races towards the $2,000 mark. It happened before, and now he's convinced it's about to happen again. So dismiss what this man has to say at your own risk. Just moments from now, he's going to reveal how Elon's Project X will shock the world yet again, and how you can position yourself for the biggest potential gains before it's too late. This time, he's telling everyone to watch what happens on or around January 26. You'll understand why in just a moment. So turn off all distractions, pay close attention, and get ready for the financial adventure of a lifetime. Because you're about to meet this man in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Tim Bowen. Last year when I predicted a massive run for Tesla, before shares went from $113 all the way to $900, a lot of people thought I was crazy. Maybe it's because of my accent. I know people are biased against small town folks like me. Or maybe it's because I'm not a suit on Wall Street. Either way, sure enough, I was right. After my prediction, shares of Tesla shot up so fast, anyone who listened to me had the chance to make 8 times their money. And now with shares blasting higher yet again, everyone wants to talk about what Elon is going to do next. I mean, look at these 2 emojis he tweeted turning into front page news. Unbelievable, right? And look at this headline from Bloomberg, or this one about self-driving cars. But I'm telling you, once again, they've got it all wrong. Because while the media is focused on Bitcoin and self-driving cars, I'm convinced Elon's Project X will make self-driving cars look like a footnote. In fact, I expect Project X will disrupt a market that's 1,000 times bigger. It's why I'm so confident shares of Tesla could hit $2,000 a piece. And even though most people have never heard anything about Project X, news is starting to leak out. So just know you won't want to sit on what I have to say for too long. And certainly not until January 26th, because that's when I expect details that'll bring this story mainstream could emerge. And everyone knows Tesla is one of those stocks that when the second good news leaks out, shares can take off in a hurry. Just look at what's happening right now. But before you go buy Tesla, understand there's more to this story, and I'm going to share that with you shortly. It has a lot to do with what I expect to be revealed around that date in January. And it goes back to something most Americans don't know about Tesla, something I've been saying all along. And that is, Tesla is not just really just a car company. Look, we all know last year Tesla topped Toyota to become the most valuable car company in the world. And a lot of people think that's crazy. As Business Insider wrote, is Tesla really worth more than Toyota? Of course not. In 2019, continues the article, Toyota sold just under 11 million vehicles, while Tesla sold less than 300,000. But let me ask you a question. If you're not really just a car company, which, after you hear what I have to say, I think you'll agree that Tesla is not, then why should your stock be valued by just how many cars you sell? It would be like saying that Barnes & Noble was more valuable than Amazon in 1997 because they sold more books. Back then, Amazon had 16 million in book sales and Barnes & Noble had 2 billion. Today, one of those stocks has soared 19,477% and is now worth nearly 2 trillion, and the other crashed and burned. And just like it was with the Amazon haters back then, the Tesla haters today are missing the big picture. Amazingly enough, you just need to take a look at Tesla's website for a clear picture, because Elon laid it out in plain English for everyone to see, saying, Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Do you see anything that hints at a mission to sell the most cars? Of course not, because the truth is, Elon has known all along electric cars were just Tesla's first big move. It's why just a few years ago, he also changed the company's name from Tesla Motors to just Tesla, because he knew selling cars was just a stepping stone to revolutionize this massive $23 trillion energy market that he knew would come next. Because just like it says on their website, Tesla's mission is about solving the world's energy crisis. This is what I'm calling Project X. Now that Elon has already crushed the legacy automakers and won, and now that Tesla has joined the ranks of Apple and Amazon as the world's next $1 trillion company, I'm convinced Project X is Elon's next big play. And it's not just me. One billionaire who's also invested in the space said to Business Insider, Tesla is a distributed energy business. Musk is figuring out a way to harness energy, store it, and use it to help people to be more productive and to fight climate change. It's amazing because he couldn't be more right. This story is not just about cars. In fact, what I'm talking about today isn't about cars at all. And yet, it's what this billionaire didn't say that's even more amazing. Because he didn't say how fast Project X is happening. In a moment, I'll show you proof. I'll show you how Elon is advancing Project X in 3 different phases all at once. And why I think what happens on or around January 26th will be the shot heard around the world. As someone who runs in my social media circle says, this is an amazing Trojan horse strategy that's going to see Tesla disrupt hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars of revenue. This is why I'm convinced Tesla will hit $2,000 a share. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Cathie Wood's $3,000 prediction is closer to where Tesla ends up. And that's just more reason to take these smaller companies I've found seriously now before they jump on Tesla's big move. But I'll show you the proof and then you can decide what you want to believe. If you still want to believe Tesla is just a car company, that's fine. You're entitled to have that opinion. I know plenty of people are going to miss out. It's like they say, you can lead a horse to water, right? So how you act on this information is totally up to you. But just like last year, I'm going to be extremely upfront with what I see happening. It all comes down to this massive pivot into big energy that I'm predicting. Mark my words. This Tesla story will make their electric car story seem like a footnote. Because while the car market is big, we're $2 trillion worldwide, most people don't realize the clean energy market is worth $23 trillion. Of course, Elon knows this, and it's why, after dominating the electric vehicle industry, he's about to make his next big move to dominate the energy industry. Specifically, I'm convinced Elon's play here is to take on the electric utility companies. That's right, electric utilities. But before you say that's crazy, hear me out, because the following comes straight from the mouth of a billionaire I know. He said, and I quote, "The power utility business is ripe for disruption." Now I know what you must be thinking. Come on, Tim, utilities? So boring. But while most utility companies are boring, Tesla's not looking to become a regular utility company. In fact, according to a report I found, Project X has already helped one family save $2,115.86 on average per year on their household electricity bills. Imagine just suddenly having an extra $2,000 every year for the rest of your life. The report continues. The family has managed to power their home for just 46 cents per day, all while using air conditioning, electricity, and appliances as normal. Does any of that sound boring to you? In Australia, where this family lives, Elon's Project X is powering 30,000 homes. It has already slashed the cost of operating the grid by 91% and has saved residents $116 million in energy costs in just 2 years. As Bloomberg reports, 2 years on, Elon Musk's big battery bet is paying off in Australia. And now, because of Project X, Tesla is going to upgrade their energy products, not just in Australia, but in the US and around the world. When that happens, it won't be long before governments everywhere want Tesla to roll out their technology. It's like what's happening right now with 5G, but faster. Ultimately, I expect Tesla will get permission to operate as an electric utility everywhere. It certainly adds up if you think Tesla likes to making money. And even though you may think Tesla is a pretty big company already, a $1 trillion market cap is nothing compared to this $23 trillion market they're chasing. And if I'm right, Tesla hits $2,000 a share, you could basically double your money by just buying shares of Tesla today. If Cathie Wood is right and shares hit $3,000 a piece, that would be an easy 3 times return from one of the world's biggest companies. And that's not even addressing the potential for even bigger gains from these other tinier companies that I'm going to show you later. Like I said, Tesla is just the first part of the story, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. Of course, if you still think this sounds a bit too crazy, I want you to know that this is not just a hunch that I have. I've been following Elon for over 20 years since his early PayPal days, and I pay very close attention to what he says. And when it comes to Project X, I don't think he could have been clearer when he said, and I quote, Tesla's overarching strategy here is to effectively become a giant distributor, a global utility. I know most people don't know this, but that's because for the upteenth time, Elon is about to do something that's never been done before. And that's when you have a rare opportunity to cash in on his genius. Imagine buying PayPal before he revolutionized payment processing, or buying SpaceX before they became the first private company to send people to space, or buying Tesla before they revolutionized the auto industry. It could have been life-changing, because all he does is win. Since going public, shares of Tesla have returned more than 20,000%. $5,000 invested at the beginning could have turned into more than $1 million. $10,000 could have been turned into more than $2 million, and $20,000 could have turned into more than $4 million. But while those gains are long gone, this is another rare shot to laugh with Elon all the way to the bank. And what I'm predicting should be a piece of cake compared to what he's already accomplished with SpaceX. I mean, what sounds harder, starting a brand new company and revolutionizing space travel, or pivoting from dominating electric vehicles to dominating electric utility companies? I'm not asking you to take my word for it. Take a look at the proof I'm about to show you. You can make a decision. But I think it's crazy not to own a stake in Tesla at this point. Who wouldn't want to watch their money double if the stock hits $2,000 a share? And here's another thing. During my research, I've also found a way to essentially roll back the clock on Tesla, to buy in with less money than what shares cost today. This is not for everyone, but this strategy is great for people who maybe missed Tesla's run and have been watching from the sidelines. It's the only other way I know to get a direct ownership stake in Tesla without buying into an ETF. And unlike an ETF, this way you do not have to pay management fees and you don't get stuck with exposure to other stocks you don't want. I'll tell you more about how to take advantage of this strategy later on. But when you see what I have to say, I'm confident you won't want to just take that first step. Because like I've said all along, if you just buy Tesla, you're going to miss the biggest potential gains. You're going to miss out on all the other tiny companies that will soar on Tesla's move. I'm already telling people about many of these companies right now. No matter what you decide, I wouldn't recommend waiting until January 26th. So let me show you how Elon is rapidly advancing Project X in 3 different phases all at once, and why that January date is so important. And then you can decide how you want to act on this information. All right, so let's start with phase 1, building the ultimate battery. The major catalyst for my Tesla prediction last year was Tesla's Battery Day. That's when Elon revealed what was behind those 3 breakthrough patents I showed you earlier. But if you missed the tech advancements, there's only one thing that matters. Elon is hell-bent on building the ultimate battery. But it's not for the reason you think. Because while most everyone is talking about how building a battery that costs less than $100 per kilowatt hour and how that would effectively end gas cars, since a battery at that price would make electric cars and gas cars cost the same, Tesla is not really a car company, remember? They're a distributed energy business, and all of their renewable energy storage systems need these batteries too. Because when the wind isn't blowing or the sun isn't shining, you need batteries to power these systems. As BBC journalist Justin Rolat writes, gigantic batteries connected to our electricity grids are going to be central to the great renewable energy revolution. And mass producing these batteries cheaply and increasing how much energy they can store is the key to unlocking the full potential of Tesla's energy business. It's why Elon has already discussed how to obliterate that $100 per kilowatt hour price level, and why he's talking about lowering battery cell costs down to $60 per kilowatt hour. In fact, the Department of Energy has already confirmed this is a realistic target. And it's why Elon has said he wants to increase the amount of energy Tesla's batteries can store by 50 times. Imagine your phone battery suddenly lasting 50 times longer, or being able to download things on the internet 50 times faster. We're talking about doing something that's never been done before. No wonder billionaire Ron Barron estimates Tesla's energy division could be worth $500 billion by the end of the decade, or practically half what the entire company is worth today. Elon thinks it could be even bigger. Look at this headline. The head of energy storage at Wood Mackenzie Power agrees, saying Tesla's energy storage business on a percentage basis is growing faster than their car business, and it's only going to accelerate. And while all the real companies are fighting over a piece of that $2 trillion market, Tesla will be on its way to total domination of the $23 trillion clean energy market. It's why the executive director of the Energy Storage Association put it this way. They're building the model of the energy company of the future. And with Tesla's end goal in clear sight, it won't be long before they complete phase 2, building massive utility projects in towns and cities around the world. This is already happening now. Remember that winter storm that hit Texas? Here, let me play you a brief clip to jog your memory.
The record-setting cold in Texas might be bearable if people still had heat and power.
Because of that storm, 4.5 million Americans went days without power, and others were forced to pay astronomical electric bills, surging up to $16,000 according to the New York Times. Based on my research, Tesla has been contracted to build a massive energy storage project right outside Houston. Look at this headline from Bloomberg. The article continues. The utility-scale battery located outside of Houston will connect to the same grid that faltered in February's freeze. Why would a car company want to do any of that? I can't confirm whether local government officials reached out to Elon or he reached out to them, but either way, it's a major deal. This isn't a small town in the middle of nowhere. Houston is a market of more than 2 million Americans. And the crazy part is, that project is small compared to what Tesla is working on in California. Look at this headline from Forbes. That project is supposed to save consumers more than $100 million over the next 2 decades. It's insane. No wonder the rest of the world is knocking on Tesla's door. Everyone knows that the technology is good enough for Americans, it's good enough for them. In fact, Canada has already contracted Tesla to power 80,000 homes in one of their most populated provinces. And in the United Kingdom, just 6 of Tesla's energy systems power 17,000 homes. The UK has been so happy with Tesla, they even granted them permission to generate electricity on British soil. Tesla has also installed microgrids in places like Fiji, American Samoa, and Puerto Rico. They've even proposed powering the Greek islands with similar technology. And like I showed you before, Australia has already been running one of Tesla's energy storage systems for years, and residents have already saved $116 million in energy costs. Even Apple announced it's using Tesla's energy storage systems to store energy on a massive solar farm in California. So I'll ask you again, do you still think Tesla's a car company? Or if you're finally starting to see the truth, let me ask you this. How much longer before governments everywhere start ditching their energy systems for Tesla? It's why one billionaire said the value of Tesla's business is about deregulating energy, it's about batteries and battery storage, and it's about disrupting utilities. But if you still want to bet against Elon, let me show you phase 3 and then you can decide. Because phase 3 is where Tesla finally operates as a giant decentralized electrical utility. Look, Tesla has no interest in being a traditional utility company. And if you know anything about Elon, you know everything he does is different from most people. So no, Tesla is not going to simply lay power lines to people's house to collect a monthly fee. Elon has already said Tesla's goal is to operate as a decentralized utility around the world. And why not? They have enormous demand for their energy systems. Even during the pandemic, Tesla still increased the number of energy systems they installed by a ridiculous 83%. That was during a time when most countries were shut down. Now they're going to continue installing these systems everywhere. Why? Because the more energy systems Tesla installs, the larger they can grow their energy network, and the more valuable all that extra stored energy becomes. Imagine Tesla having energy systems in every major city across the globe. In fact, they already have them in 40 different countries. Then when a place like Houston loses power for days because of a freak storm, Tesla can immediately dispatch some of this extra stored energy to the local power grids. With decentralized assets everywhere, they can do this easily and quickly. They don't have to rely on any one unit. It's like being able to pull from an army of energy assets on demand. This is a massive, massive opportunity. But here's where it gets even crazier. Over the next decade, 145 million electric cars are expected to be on the roads around the world. And despite everything we just talked about being a distributed energy business, Tesla is still really good at selling electric cars. So what if Tesla could add every car and truck they sell to this network of energy storage systems? And what if those vehicles could dispatch extra energy they store during the day back into Tesla's energy network? Too crazy? Think about it. All an electric vehicle is just a giant powered energy storage system on wheels. Of course, Elon knows this. It's why Reuters writes, Tesla has a global fleet of more than 1 million electric vehicles that are capable of connecting to and sharing power with the grid. Can you see where I'm going with this? Both Tesla owners and Tesla could make a ton of extra money from leftover energy that isn't being used during the day. As one journalist who spent a decade covering Silicon Valley tech puts it, the development would essentially make Tesla's cars work just like a Powerwall. And another analyst estimates this could launch a brand new revenue stream for Tesla at $72 billion per year. Think about what that could do to Tesla's market cap. Can you see why I'm so confident shares could jump to $2,000 from here? Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we wind up closer to Cathie Wood's $3,000 prediction. That's why I'm telling people around me to buy a stake in Tesla right now. Not January, not next week. I want to repeat myself just so we're clear on this. The best time to act on this information was yesterday, but the second best time is right now. If you wait much longer, you're going to miss getting into these smaller companies too. Just don't wait too long. A single announcement or tweet could blow this story wide open on or around January 26th. Tesla is already revolutionizing the grid in more than 40 countries around the world. This is not a goal. This is happening now. Soon these enormous energy storage systems will be powering towns and cities everywhere, slashing the cost of operating the grid by as much as 91%. The one in Houston is going to be a game changer. The one in San Francisco is going to be the world's largest, estimated to save Americans $100 million over the next 2 decades. And Tesla's residential energy storage systems could potentially save you an extra $2,000 a year every year for the rest of your life. There's so much demand. One of Tesla's top execs has already said orders are rapidly filling up through 2023. So with Elon fully committed to transforming Tesla from electric car maker to energy powerhouse, do you really want to bet against him? As far as I'm concerned, this is the best story that hasn't been told. but I expect that'll all change on or around January 26th when Elon delivers a big announcement to shareholders. Of course, like I said all along, I wouldn't be surprised if a tweet or social media post leaks out first that blows up that timeline completely. It could happen at any point, which means this tidal wave of momentum I'm expecting could really happen sooner rather than later. And everyone knows Tesla is one of those stocks where the second good news comes out, shares can take off in a hurry. We're seeing it happen right now. And if I'm right and shares keep soaring, these other smaller stocks I'm following will take off too. Now, if you prefer to just buy Tesla, that's fine. You're free to do what you want. But before you buy shares the regular way, I would still recommend the strategy I mentioned before. Do not buy Tesla before seeing this. Remember, this strategy is not for everyone, but it's great for people who maybe missed Tesla's run and have been watching from the sidelines. Because you can buy in with less money than what shares cost today. And it's really easy to do. I put together a short video showing you exactly how to do this. It's called How to Roll Back the Clock on Tesla. After you watch me do this on video once, you'll be able to take advantage of this strategy whenever you want. In a moment, I'll show you how you can download this video for free. But like I've said all along, if you only buy Tesla, you're going to miss the biggest opportunity for potential gains. You're going to miss out on all the tiny companies I'm tracking that are going to benefit from Tesla's move. And with Tesla poised to potentially hit $2,000 in the days ahead, I expect many of these stocks will only go higher from here. You know the saying, the rising tide lifts all boats? Well, that's what we're going to see happen with a lot of these smaller companies. Business Insider wrote a piece about this phenomenon saying, investor hype surrounding electric vehicles has been inspired by Tesla's meteoric rise. We saw this happen when I was right about Tesla last year, and now I'm convinced it's about to happen again. Imagine being one of the people I told about Workhorse before the stock jumped from $1.61, where I found it, all the way to $42.96 a share. That was a ridiculous 2,568% move. Or being one of the people I told about NIO before the stock jumped from $1.80, where I found it, all the way to $64.60. That was another ridiculous 3,489% move. While anyone who listened to me last year had the chance to make 8 times their money with Tesla, the gains on Workhorse and NIO could have been even bigger. Workhorse went up 26 times and NIO went up 35 times. $2,000 invested in NIO would have been enough to buy a new Tesla Model 3 in cash. And here's the other thing. It's not just tiny EV companies that move when Tesla moves. Because during last year's Tesla run, many tiny energy companies I found blasted higher too, like Fuel Cell Energy. I told people about that stock when it was trading for 31 cents a share back in July 2019. By February, shares had hit an all-time high of $29.44 each, a mind-blowing 9,396% move. I told people about Plug Power when it was trading for just $2.98 a share in November 2019. That stock hit an all-time high a few months later at $75.49 a share. It was an enormous 2,251% move. And I told people about Ballard Power at $5.83 a share back in October 2019. Within days of Tesla hitting $900 a share earlier this year, Ballard also hit an all-time high of $42.28. I'm joking when I say this, but that was only a 625% move. Pretty lame. Look, that's why I've been saying that while Project X could send Tesla stock through the roof, the biggest potential gains are going to come from these smaller companies. So while you can just go buy shares of Tesla if you want, I'm convinced this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That's why I put together a special report with the names of the best 5 tiny stocks I'm telling people to look at. This report is called 5 Tiny Stocks to Play Elon's Massive Energy Revolution. In a moment, I'll show you how you can get access to this for free as well. But remember, you don't have to wait to act on this information. Because even though we're talking about what happens on or around January 26th, being the drop dead date, we're only one tweet away from this story going mainstream. So how can you get started right now? Well, I'll tell you, I don't sell this information anywhere. Not because I can't, but because it's just not the way I do business. I don't like to give people information and then leave them hanging. As the group leader of a rapidly growing trading community, I help run a very large trading education business called Stocks to Trade. The goal of this business is simple: to train regular people to become extraordinary traders. Why? Because I know most people started out just like I did, without a clue. I'm not a huge hedge fund trader. I don't have a Wall Street background. I'm just a regular guy who puts in the hard work at something I love. And it's given me a life I never thought was possible. And that's what my team and I have helped a lot of people in our trading community do. Like Bill Susans, who said, "This week alone, with your advice and training, I have doubled my small portfolio. Thanks for everything. Looking forward to the rest of the program." And Garrett Sweeney, who told us, "I've earned a skill that I can apply for the rest of my life, either as a side hustle or a full-time gig." And Josmer Rodriguez, who said, "I've managed to build a really reliable trading skill set, and it's all thanks to you guys. Look, it's a fantastic business, and I love what I do. But I know not everyone has the time to learn all our strategies. So today I'm launching a brand new trading project for people who want a more hands-off approach to trading, something I call my Stocks to Trade Advisory. And instead of asking you to pay for everything we've talked about today, which I'll happily send you for free, my exclusive video, How to Roll Back the Clock on Tesla, my special report, 5 Tiny Stocks to Play Elon's Massive Energy Revolution, all I ask is you join my Stocks to Trade Advisory email list. Adding people to this list is how I grow my business, so it's a win-win for both of us. Plus, getting my Stocks to Trade Advisory letter sent to you is just another big opportunity for you. Because every month I'll send you my best 3 small stock recommendations. That's 3 more stocks you get to trade. You'll also get all my best research and analysis and a full write-up of each of these recommendations. This is on top of everything else I just told you about. And these plays could be about any hot trend I'm following, because I don't just look at EV stocks and clean energy companies. For example, at the beginning of COVID, I was looking at vaccine plays to profit from interest in the sector. Back then, almost nobody had heard of these vaccine companies I was following. But I knew it was only a matter of time before sentiment spilled over from the market leaders into the smaller, under-the-radar names. And on January 21st, 2020, a few of the stocks I told people about included names like vaccine company Novavax and biotech firm Inovio Pharmaceuticals and infectious disease apparel maker Alpha Pro Tech. At the time, they were trading for as little as $7.32, $3.39, and $3.86 a share, respectively. Then after news broke from Pfizer and Moderna about their COVID vaccines, biotech companies became white hot. And here's what happened to these 3 companies. Novavax exploded 4,431% from $7.30 to as high as $331.68. Inovio Pharmaceuticals surged 897% from $3.39 to as high as $33.79. And Alpha Pro Tech blasted 977% from $3.86 to as high as $41.59. The moves were ridiculous. Of course, I can't guarantee you'll see those kind of gains because nobody can promise that. But that's the type of opportunities I want you to have access to when you put your name on my Stocks to Trade Advisory email list. I'll show you how to get started on that in a moment. As soon as you do this, I'll make sure you have all the information you need to position yourself now, long before January 26th. But first, I want to tell you about 3 more bonuses you'll get when you join us today. Bonus 1, special invite to my daily live stream. Ever heard the saying, in the room, in the deal? Well, every morning at 8:30 a.m., people in my trading group know I give away the #1 stock I'm following. It could be a tiny stock in any sector, and I do this all on video, so it's really easy to tune in. It's simple. If you're aware of what's going on in our group, you have a chance to get in on that play. If you're not, well, it's like the saying goes, you'll miss out. Let me play a brief clip of a recent one I did so you can see what I mean. Right on your screen, GEVO was one yesterday. I mean, we were talking about this at 8:30 a.m. At 8:30 a.m., the news came out and it was at 92 cents. It went as high as 225. It doubled and basically went straight up. And that was the stock we were talking about when the news hit
in the pre-market prep.
Like I said in that video, that stock literally doubled after we talked about it. So anyone who played it that day had the chance to double their money, just because they knew where to tune in at 8:30 a.m. Again, I do this every single day the market is open. And people in my group know that means they have a lot of extra opportunities, so I'd like to give you this free access to this daily live stream as well. But wait, there's more. Bonus number 2, a copy of my explosive new book. I want you to have this book because I found the best way to find the best stocks is to find the best patterns. There's a lot of ways I do this. One approach is with themes and momentum like I told you about before with Tesla and the tiny EV stocks, and now the tiny clean energy stocks. But another way to do this is with technical patterns and charts. I've helped hundreds of people learn how to find and trade these patterns, and they show up week after week. Like this one here. It's a late day pattern I look for in a stock in a hot sector with news that's hovering at or around the 52-week highs. Don't worry about understanding the chart, but you can see the time to get in is around 2 p.m. when you see that volume spike. The best part is I've already done all the hard work to find these patterns, and I put all 10 of them inside my book called 10 Trading Patterns You Need to Know. And this is yours free when you join my Stocks to Trade advisory email list. But wait, there's still more. Bonus number 3, the weekly watch list. The number one rule about trading stocks is you have to be prepared. You never know when a great opportunity will come your way, and that's why it's extremely important you have a watch list. I'm going to do this for you when you join my Stocks to Trade advisory email list. And every week I'll send you my top 5 watch list plays plus my thesis for each of these stocks. And it will all be on video so you can watch it whenever you want. Usually these are the heavily shorted stocks that I'm looking at, stocks that are trading crazy volumes, could be millions of shares at a time. Let me play you a clip of what that might look like.
You know, this thing was running last Tuesday, gapping up from, 5, I think during the watch list, it was probably at 5 or 6 or so. Here we are, an entire 7 days later, broke 10.
I know that was fast, so I'll say it again. That stock was from another watch list of mine, and the stock doubled in a week since I started talking about it. Every week you'll get 5 opportunities just like that. So you're talking about more than 250 of those plays a year. The moves on any of these plays could be enormous, and that's on top of what's at stake if I'm right about January 26th. Just like your copy of my book, 10 Trading Patterns You Need to Know, the weekly watch list is yours free when you join my Stocks to Trade advisory email list. Now I know we've covered a lot so far. Let's recap what you get when you take advantage of this incredible offer. So here's the deal. When you join my Stocks to Trade advisory email list, today you'll get a free special report, the 5 tiny stocks to play Tesla's massive energy revolution, a free exclusive video, how to roll back the clock on Tesla, bonus 1. Special invite to my daily live stream. Here's where you'll get my number 1 stock I'm following each day. Then, free bonus number 2, the 10 Trading Patterns You Need to Know book, and free bonus number 3, the weekly watch list. Plus, of course, you'll get my best research and recommendations and my best 3 stocks to trade as part of my Stocks to Trade advisory letter every single month. What's the cost? So because this is a totally brand new project, I've decided to set the standard price for 1 year's worth of access at $199. But when you respond today, I'm going to do something very special for the new people who join. I'm going to slash that price by 50%, meaning you'll pay just $100 for everything we talked about. You'll get 5 of the tiny energy stocks I'm following that could follow Tesla through the roof. You'll discover my strategy that lets you roll back the clock on Tesla and buy in for less than shares cost today. You'll get a special invite to my daily live stream with the number 1 stock I'm following every day. You'll get a copy of my life-changing book with all 10 trading patterns. You'll get access to my weekly watch list. That's another 5 opportunities every single week. That means you could get 250 of these a year. And that doesn't even include the 12 months access to my best recommendations as part of my Stocks to Trade advisory letter. That's another 3 stocks you get to trade every month, 36 for the whole year. At $100, that works out to less than 27 cents a day. But because this is a brand new project, because I don't want anyone to miss out on what's coming January 26th, I'm going to do something radical for anyone who takes action right now. Instead of paying that $100 price, I'm going to knock it down another 50%. So you'll get everything we talked about today for just $49. I know that's really cheap, but that small fee multiplied across thousands of people lets me keep running the business. And that's how in my free time, I'm able to keep doing what I love. When I'm not following the markets, I love to go fishing and take my boat out with my son. Cool picks, right? So for everything we just talked about, I think $49 is a no-brainer. That works out to about 14 cents a day. For the cost of paying the penny slot machines, this information could literally change your life. Tesla went up as much as 14 times since I tweeted about it in 2018. And the tiny EV stocks, Workhorse and NIO, that I told people about in 2019 went up even more. Workhorse multiplied in value as much as 26 times. NIO went up as much as 35 times. There were many others we talked about today. The best move I've ever found was on a tiny energy stock. That stock went up as much as 9,396%. The crazy part was, even if you caught a sliver of any of those moves, forget playing them perfectly, because that would have required perfect timing. But just a piece of that action on any of these could have been life-changing. And if I'm right about what happens with Tesla this time around, the wave of momentum I'm expecting on or around January 26th could be life-changing too. Potentially sending Tesla and all 5 of these tiny energy stocks to all-time highs. Now, I know we spent a lot of time together, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time. So if you're ready to take the next step, simply click that button below. Clicking won't obligate you to anything. It will just take you to the next page so you can review this incredible offer. If you're willing to try something new, I know you're going to love what you see. Click the button below to get started now, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.